why I feel cocaine is the most dangerous, deadliest drug there is. Not only am I a cocaine recovering addict, I did one day 2 8-balls of coke a day. I became obsessed with cocaine, and I really feel that it is one of the most dangerous drugs out there. That is one of the most overlooked drugs out there. And this is why. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Love to have you along for the journey. What's up, guys? My name is Eric, and I'm a recovering cocaine alcoholic addict. I used to do 1 to 2 8-balls of coke a day, and I was drinking 2 to 3 fifths of vodka a day, and I did that for a very long time. And luckily, I got sober, but it took me forever. It literally took me from 23 to about 36, 37 to finally get sober. It was an ongoing battle when it came to addiction. That's the reality of it. And cocaine is one of the drugs that I feel is one of the most dangerous drugs out there and one of the most overlooked drugs out there because it's almost glamorized. When I was growing up, cocaine, it was something that you saw in Scarface, that you saw successful businessmen do, that it was partying on the weekends, that this was a drug that you're not ending up underneath an overpass. You don't have any needles coming out of your arm. You're not missing all your teeth. And in fact, it was always portrayed as these are really successful, rich individuals who are doing this drug. Hollywood does this drug. Everyone does this drug, and it's almost acceptable. And that's what made this drug, to me at least, and why I feel it's one of the most dangerous drugs out there is because you don't realize, one, everything that it's mixed with. There is no such thing as pure cocaine out there. I don't care who your dealer is. It is cut with baby laxatives to lidocaine to horse worm, cattle dewormer. I mean, they put everything they can in it to make the drug go further. And yes, it's not mixed with fentanyl, but again, this is something that does take your soul, and it's expensive. I was spending about 10 grand plus a month on my cocaine habit alone. And it took my soul. It was my driving force in life. I literally lived to get high off of coke. And that's all I could think about. It became such an obsession. I was more obsessed with cocaine than I was sexual relationships, than I was dating, than I was my marriage, than my job, anything. I mean, cocaine took the place of it all. It was more important than family. It was a true obsession. When you woke up, that was the first thing I thought about. When I went to bed, it was the last thing I thought about. And that is when you know you are truly giving yourself to a drug, that you are truly obsessed with a drug, that you cannot stop romanticizing about it, fantasizing about it. And that's the problem is, like, when it came to coke, you are coherent the whole time. You are there the whole time. And yes, you can OD on coke and you get to the point where your head feels like it's going to float away. But at no time are you really passing out when it comes to coke, and you feel like Superman. And that's why I feel it is so dangerous. And again, this is just my personal opinion. And yes, I was a raging addict when it came to this. But this was something that it was so obsessive wise that I would stop and justify this drug as in, well, I don't have any track marks. All my teeth are here. I still have a job. I'm very successful. It's not really that addicting because I just watched a show about, the guy doing cocaine in it, and it seems like it's okay. Dude, it is a constant battle, and trying to get sober from it was a struggle just because it wasn't even the physical withdrawals that I had a challenge with. It was the mental withdrawals. It was this weird obsession in my brain that I just have to do it, that I could feel my gums, go numb, that I'd start to salivate, my nose would start to run a little bit, and just literally get that excited thinking about this drug. And then all of a sudden it would go, well, let me just see if anybody has any, to being obsessed with having to find it, having to have it, having to snort it. And that is addiction. I mean, if you're out there struggling, I feel for you. I think that this is an extremely overlooked drug when it comes to the dangers of it, when it comes to the obsession of it, when it comes to the addiction of it. If you are struggling, click the links down below. I have a link to NA. This was a drug that, it's one of those that you can get sober from, and it's easy to get sober from. But I'll tell you this, that even being sober since 7/25/17, I still think about this drug every single day. And it's still a constant thing on my mind that I cannot do this drug. And that just goes to show how strong of an addiction it is. That when you are an addict, you don't cure yourself. You literally start just living it one day at a time. But thankfully, life gets a lot better. And I will tell you this, that life without this drug in it is amazing, and it has become beautiful. And I wouldn't trade it for the world now. And it makes it even easier not to relapse and not to obsess about getting high again. But it's still there. That thought, that obsession, it's still there. And if you're going through it, my heart goes out to you, but you do have it. You can overcome it. You will overcome it if you want to. I mean, I'm diagnosed with ADHD, PTSD, GAD, MDD. Those are my diagnoses. I don't use those to enable myself. I use those to kind of go, okay, if you've been through this, you can go through this too. I lost a wife and a father to suicide, and I like to share my experiences of what I've been through for anybody out there struggling, to know that what you're going through is real. It's valid. It validate the fight, validate the struggle, but find strength from it of going through every single day, because that's what matters, is that you're still standing after everything you've been through. So don't give up now.